We're coming in hot with inspiring guests, witty banter, and colorful commentary for today's veterans and military community. This is the Tango Alpha Lima podcast.
They call me crazy cause I'm facing all my giants. They try to scare me into thinking I can fight it. They tell me I should never even think of trying. But that's just me, I'm gonna live out in defiance.
Oh boy, Halloween is over and we are on to the next holiday. And no, it is not Thanksgiving, and no, it is not Christmas. It is Veterans Day weekend, led in by the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah, Semper Fi. The birthday is on 10 November. Veterans Day is on 11 November. Today is 8 November. So get ready. Alphas, post your pictures of your boot camp baby photo on your social media so we can all see them and enjoy them. Nobody gets more laughed at than I do. So don't be shocked.
100% accurate, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I've never seen yours, Ashley.
Precisely.
No, please have some bravery.
Bravery. Oh,
yeah, show that
sweetheart. It's not about bravery. It's literally because there's like 3 photos ever taken of me, and
there's a
none of them
portrait
are
of your boot camp.
You know, I have no idea where those are at. I think somewhere my mom like stashed them away or burned them because they were god awful. I was so sick when they took that photo. I looked like Casper the Ghost meets
Friendly Ghost
Hangover. Casper the Friendly Ghost meets The Hangover.
Okay.
2.
All right. Well, the rest of you, I want to see Facebook flooded with little military baby photos of them fresh in boot camp. And the funny thing is, because they put this facade of blues over you, everybody thinks it's when you graduated. No. That's why most people have fear in their eyes, because they just got there. They're if you smile, I will stomp the life out of you. Yeah. That kind of stuff. And that's what you're seeing. I mean, by third phase, they go, if you do this, and then you're in your head going, I'm going to stomp the life out of you. We get it. But at the beginning, you're still scared. So Veterans Day, we were talking about it before. You actually don't have a favorite Veterans Day stop for grub?
I don't. I really don't. I tend to try and stay away from some of the franchises since it's just too crowded. Like everybody's there. I tend to try and find like mom and pop places, or I'll probably, if anything, I will probably DoorDash. I will figure it out. I will DoorDash a bunch of places, and then I'll have meals for the week. If I really had to get it down to a fine science, I would do that. But
so for equal time, you could also use Uber Eats. You could use.
That's true.
There are many delivery.
There are many different delivery methods.
DoorDash has not paid us for that.
No, but I'll be busy. I'll be busy Veterans Day. I am really excited. I accepted a special detail with the VA, so I'm going to be helping orchestrate all of Veterans Day activities for Arlington National Cemetery, the White House. So I'm excited. I get to meet the President of the United States on Veterans Day at the White House. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So I'm going to eat my veterans breakfast, and I'm going to hopefully reenact. I'm going to get my Leslie Note photo with President Joe Biden. If anyone's ever seen that episode of Parks and Rec, I am trying to recreate that. So I'm going to try and get a hold of the White House staff and be like, please, here are the photos I'm trying to recreate. Do this for me. This one small request as a VA employee and a veteran. Let's do the things, people. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I'll be at Arlington National Cemetery orchestrating, replaying amphitheater, all the speeches that they're come after. And it's pretty much the VA's equivalent to a Super Bowl. So it's really exciting to have been selected to help kind of put this together. I can't take all the credit. There's a great team for National Veterans Outreach Office, but it's really cool. I'm pretty stoked about it. They have me working on all kinds of different things, and hats off to Terry Evans. You go, girl, crushing it. So all the things right now.
You've now said Leslie Nope twice on air, so you got one more.
Leslie Nope.
There you go. Now you're done. Now, when you were here, we didn't go to Pasadena, where you can see the Parks and Rec the facade of their city hall. It's in Pasadena. I used to live across the street. I see it every day. I'm like, oh, that's adorable. Aww. But yeah, it's right there. Do you remember Do you remember last year for Veterans Day where we were, what we were doing?
Yes, I recall. We were in New York City,
New York City.
walking down Fifth Avenue, looking
I think
fresh, feeling fine.
I do. I actually loved doing that. I loved meeting people from. They weren't just from New York. I think like the people behind us were from
New
Jersey. I
Jersey,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a great parade. I'm sad we're not going to be there, but what I'm going to need them to do is to try to be equally awesome as if we were there. It's a task. It's a challenge. But I think if they pull together, they can be just as awesome as if
You're
we
hard
were
to replicate, you know. You're
I am
so
hard to replicate.
original.
I know. That's why they're going to have a Be the One float, though. It's being chirped at in chat from Holly. So if
Exciting.
you're in New York and you see it, you see the Be the One thing, just cheer and clap and try to come
Take
up
a
with a chant.
selfie and tag us on social media.
Ooh, all day, every day. All day, every day. Hashtag Be the One. Please do it. All right. I loved it. I do love it. And I love Veterans Day, but you know what I love even equally to Veterans Day?
Marine Corps birthday,
Oh yeah. Do you know when it is?
the 10th of November. You've been very clear.
Yeah, 10th of November. We're leading the charge into Veterans Day weekend because Marines always lead. Follow me, 2nd Marine Division.
I'm surprised you're like conscious enough to even consider food the next day, you know.
Marines get over it. Marines get over things. Now, to properly celebrate Veterans Day means enjoying free chow. And even if you're actually and you avoid chain restaurants, you still need to eat free chow. And to really enjoy free chow, you need good dental care and oral health. Ashley and Marie, I believe you have a story about that.
I certainly do. Smile. Cue smile. All right. Dental health is about much more than a smile. Military.com. This article discusses that in the military, you knew the importance of maintaining your gear and making sure everything was tip-top shape. As a veteran, you know, and you now have you have the responsibility to take care of something even more important.
As a veteran, you now have.
Can I just start with the topic? Wow. I'm sorry. I went from line 1 to line 3.
Okay. So wait, I'm gonna go from to properly celebrate Veterans Day means enjoying free chow. And to really enjoy free chow, you need good dental care and oral health. Ashley Marie, I believe you have a story about that.
I do. All right. So dental health is much more than a smile, according to military.com. In the military, you knew the importance of maintaining your gear and making sure everything was in tip-top shape. As a veteran, you now have the responsibility to take care of something even more important, your health and the health of your family. Part of doing this is maintaining your oral health. You probably understand the value of good oral hygiene, strong teeth, healthy gums, and a winning smile. Jeff Daly knows all about this. But what you might not realize is how strongly your oral health is tied to your overall health. So your mouth-body health connection. So the Surgeon General reports on oral health in America, but it's simply, you cannot be healthy without oral health. Oral health and general health should not be interpreted as separate entities. In fact, several chronic health conditions can be linked to poor oral health, including diabetes and heart disease. And while the evidence isn't conclusive, studies also have linked dental conditions such as gum disease to pneumonia, stroke, and even increased risk of heart attack. So let's talk about access to care being the key. Obviously, then, an important part of maintaining your overall health is visiting the dentist regularly for care. And to ensure this happens, it's equally important that you have access to affordable dental benefits. People with dental benefits visit the dentist more often and are likely to take their children to the dentist and experience greater overall health than people without them, according to the National Association of Dental Plans report. Anyone enrolled in the Department of Veteran Affairs health care who doesn't qualify for free dental care due to their disability rating is able to purchase dental coverage through the VA, as is anyone enrolled in the VA's Civilian Health and Medical Programs, or CHAMP VA. The VA Dental Insurance Program, VA DIP or VA DIP, offers 2 plans, dental dental, and MetLife. So here's what's important about this. So healthy habits to save your smile. Here are a few simple steps that you can take to ensure that your smile lasts for years to come. Brush your teeth regularly. I shouldn't have to say that, but brush your teeth regularly, people. Brushing your teeth twice a day at minimum of 2 minutes removes plaque from your teeth and gums and can lead to cavities and gum disease. Floss daily. Not the dance. Don't be flossing up in here, but I'll accept that. If someone wants to send me a video of that, I'm totally down for it. Anyway, floss daily. All right. Flossing removes plaque from between your teeth and your toothbrush that your toothbrush cannot reach. This plaque is hardened into tartar and collects along your gum line, leading to oral health issues. Drink water. We've all heard that in the military. So I'm going to stress that again. Drink water. Water flushes away harmful sugars and acids. It also helps prevent dry mouth, which can lead to cavities and gum disease. Didn't know that. We learned something new today. And the Mayo Clinic recommends a half gallon or 8-ounce glasses daily. So for any of you that are carrying around your giant jugs of water, good on you. You know, let a friend know that that's also a good healthy habit to have. And then finally, replace your toothbrush regularly. An old and worn toothbrush is less effective at removing plaque than a new one. Yeah, that makes sense. So to ensure that your toothbrush always does a great job at cleaning your teeth, plan on replacing it every 3 months. That's right, every 3 months. If you have not replaced your toothbrush, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. This is your PSA. Go out and get yourself a toothbrush.
I want to
have a backup.
I have many things to say, but I'm gonna not say them all. I don't think the medical system in general or the VA medical system gives enough attention to dental care. You read the list of things that can be linked to poor oral health, and you know we've talked about healthcare before, and we brought up return on investment and budgetary costs and things like that. If I would venture to say, and though I'm an economist and I require data, I would venture to say that if we could capture some of these things earlier, that it would be cheaper to treat and would offset any cost increase associated with providing dental care. This other thing I have to say is a question for Ashley Marie, because you're sitting there and you work for the Department of Veterans Affairs. Some things you can comment on, some things you can't. I think you can comment on this. When it says anyone enrolled who doesn't qualify for free dental care due to their disability rating is able to purchase dental coverage through the VA, I have never heard of this. I've never heard of this. I've talked to my doctor about the fact that they don't let us have dental unless you're 100% disabled. So mind you, you can have 0% up to 90, and they ain't looking at your teeth for you. But if you have 100, and I've brought this up with many people at the VA, and I've never heard anyone tell me I could buy dental from the VA. ¿Qué pasa con eso? And through my winning smile, I said in Spanish, "What's up with that?"
Well, Ashley Marie's answer is a communication problem. It's a marketing problem.
Is this article accurate? Can I purchase? I could go down to West LA VA right now and go to some office and say, I want dental coverage. Here's my credit card. Hook it up.
I'm sure that there's, I'm just speaking out of terms. I'm sure that you have to have gone through your primary physician. There has to be some sort of referral. I'm sure that there's some sort of like monotonous thing that has to be done, but I don't have necessarily the answer for you.
Well, I have an answer.
I don't have the answer.
I don't know what Holly's saying. She's telling us to call somebody. You can't say it louder. It doesn't help. You're on mute. She's saying call your service
really
officer.
hard.
I've talked to service officers. I've made this complaint before. None of them have ever said, "Oh, you don't know about dental insurance that you can pay for? Golly gee willikers." Here's what I propose. And again, we started this at Legion College, and I'm gonna enlist the alphas once again. I'm starting to ask more and more of you. If you do one of the things, I'll be super pleased. I think resolutions need to be written so that the American Legion will try to influence Congress, to influence the VA to provide dental care for all of their patients. Most of their patients use the VA as their only healthcare source. So they are not getting regular checkups, and they potentially are preventing themselves from early discovery of other problems. So even if it requires a copay, probably don't need to put that in your resolution because we try to avoid that. But even if it does require a copay, we should have access through our main and sometimes only form of healthcare coverage. I just soapboxed.
All right. So here's what I can tell you. If you go to va.gov and you put in, benefits / dental - insurance, it does pull up the VA dental insurance program, the VA DIP or VDIP, VA DIP. We'll just go with that. That makes sense. Right. So it does offer discounted private dental insurance for veterans and their families who meet certain requirements. So as we discussed about, find out if there is a tool on here, find out your eligibility and how to enroll in a plan that meets your needs and budget. And then there's a whole thing list of laundry items, if you will. It says, am I eligible for a VA disability insurance program? It goes through and says, one of the following must be true. You're a veteran who's enrolled in VA healthcare, or you are a current or surviving spouse or dependent veteran or a service member, and you're enrolled in civilian health and medical program of the VA or CHAMP VA. Note, insurance carriers may offer several coverage options for dependents who aren't CHAMP VA beneficiaries. The VA DIP provides coverage throughout the United States and its territories, including Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Islands, et cetera, et cetera. But this is about the dental insurance program benefits, how to enroll. Why might I want to buy private dental insurance through the VA DIP as a veteran? It goes into discussing, if you're not eligible for free VA dental care, it can help buy the obviously
Right,
the
so-
dental insurance at a persistent cost, but it doesn't straightforward say, but it shows how you can enroll in both the Delta Dental and the MetLife.
Ashley, I want to cut to the chase here.
I'm equally as puzzled as you are.
That is not VA. That is them referring you to two pre-selected, and just so you know, I won't tell you which one because I'm not gonna berate anybody publicly unless I get enraged with what I'm about to say. So they have 3 levels: advanced, enhanced, comprehensive, and prime. Those cost monthly $26.05, $45.16, and $56.41. And I'm sure, so considering basic coverage, basic levels of coverage at a lower monthly premium, I'm hoping that at least get you a cleaning or 2 a year, but you probably have to pay for anything else. Comprehensive says if you anticipate dental work in the future, in addition to your routine cleanings and exams. And prime, consider the prime plan for an increased level of coverage for major procedures included with basic levels of care. $26.05 a month for the lowest one that only gets you your cleaning and exam. Hold on, Jeff Daly doesn't do math in his head. So we're talking about, we're going in here, $26.05 times 12, wait, 26.05 times 12. You are talking about $312.60. I can probably get a walk-in cleaning and exam with x-ray for less money than that. So I
actually just priced that out through an independent source, actually, because I'm just finishing my Invisalign. And I was like, oh, I could use a cleaning. And I got it priced out for like $250. And that wasn't including x-rays, but that was just like the full standard cleaning at the same place that like I'm going. So thinking about that, and
Holly's talking about cavities. That enhanced doesn't say anything about cavities because comprehensive says if you anticipate work in addition to routine cleanings and exams. That actually doesn't even sound like it covers x-rays. So you're talking about cleaning and exams, basically cleaning, and they're looking at your teeth while they clean. Over $300.
Yeah,
that's not worth it to me.
So yeah, you can check out VA dental care. You can look at all of the what benefits you do qualify for. There is an entire drop down menu. There is a application to apply for benefits by filling out a 10-10 easy healthcare application. There's a link on here. You can find a VA dental clinic.
Holly will post the link.
Yeah, we'll put the information in there so people can take a look at it. But it draws attention to this disparity of a benefit and the obvious importance of it for health and wellness. So I know that there are some things out there in a policy wave. I think it might be of benefit from it, both resolution and also getting it back in the forefront of our legislative agenda. Honestly, I think it's an important benefit. It's overlooked.
And it'll say, I predict if someone all academic did a study, I predict it would save the VA money. If you can find out people are
preventative health is so important.
People need to think of oral health as preventative health. I don't think that link is out there. I think many people hearing you read it today, it's going to be the first time that they're talking about it. Anyway, today, speaking of good health, we're talking about somebody today who at the age of 49 is still fit enough to play collegiate football with people 3 decades younger than himself. Today, we're joined by Ray Ruschel. Ray spent nearly 2 decades serving in the U.S. Army, including deployment to Afghanistan and Jordan. He currently serves as a member of the North Dakota National Guard and works a night shift mechanic at a sugar beet processing factory and attends business classes at North Dakota State College of Science. And in the 49-year-old freshman plays defensive lineman on the NDSCS football team. We'll be back to figure out how Ray has time to juggle all of that stuff. But first, I got to take time to process the fact that somebody does all of that stuff, and I can't even tell you when I'm going to have lunch. But we're going to figure all of life's answers to all of these questions after the break.
Veterans, did you know that hearing loss and tinnitus are the top service-connected disabilities, and that untreated hearing loss frequently results in social isolation and loneliness? With Veterans Day just a few days away, it's an important time to remember to stay connected with family and friends. Connection is so critical to our overall health as veterans. The Heroes with Hearing Loss program, provided by Hamilton CapTel, supports veterans who face the challenges of hearing loss by providing solutions to keep us connected. That's why we're proud to announce the new Heroes mobile CapTel app for iOS devices, available at no cost for veterans with hearing loss. This app provides a feature-rich caption telephone experience, allowing veterans to listen and read what is said over the phone, making it easier than ever to connect with those who matter most in life. To download the app, search for Heroes Mobile CapTel in the Apple App Store today. Restrictions apply. Visit heroeswithhearingloss.org for terms and conditions. And please have a safe and happy Veterans Day. If you were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you and your family may be victims of toxic water poisoning. Cancers, birth defects, deadly illnesses have all been linked to the contaminated water. With passage of the PACT Act, the government is ready to be held accountable. You could be awarded financial compensation for your suffering, but you must act now. Get your free case review. Call True Law at 833-686-4242, 833-686-4242, or visit justicecamp.lejeune.com/TAL. Before seeking any legal representation regarding the Camp Lejeune Justice Act, make sure you speak with a Department Service Officer of the American Legion to better understand your rights.
All right, welcome back. Ray Ruschel. Rousseau. One of those. I'm a Marine. They spelled it phonetically for me. I didn't get it, but that's okay. We're in the huddle right now. We're getting ready to have a great show. We're going to move forward. Nothing's going to get in our way. Is everybody okay with that? All right. Now I have the ball right now. I'm going to hand it over to Ashley. She's got the first question.
All right. So, Raymond, I want to dive into a little bit of your military experience in the Army and the North Dakota National Guard. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I am a 14 Sierra, which is an Avenger crew member. We do the air defense and artillery. So it's my job to shoot the bad stuff out of the sky.
He's an Avenger, Ashley.
An Avenger. I love it. Yes.
I actually
you have a
watched
favorite
Marvel's-
Avenger, Raymond? That's very important. That's an important follow-up question.
Oh my.
Getting into the big questions here.
That is, I mean, I'd have to say the Hulk.
Okay. All right. Hulk smash.
Yeah.
That's a good one for a football player.
Yeah. Did you have any friends that were like Seaburn? You know, they were like, stay away from the gamma rays, Raymond.
All right,
Don't go to the
not quite.
exclusionary line.
we're getting ready to go down that nerdy rabbit hole.
Sorry. I had to do a little crossover in my own service. I always like to
No,
see if anyone else has gone through decon. Whatever.
I've
That's
done
okay.
I've done enough
So here-
burn
so
stuff. So
So the amazing part of your story is that after your service, you are playing, you are a freshman in college, which it's kind of normal. The part that isn't normal is that you competed against people decades younger than you and found a place on the defensive line of the North Dakota State. What's the
College of Science.
The what?
North Dakota State College of Science.
North Dakota State College of Science. And you're playing football on the collegiate level.
Yes.
Now, a parallel, I did 4 years, not as many as you. I didn't think I was eligible. I went and I was going to play soccer, but I just never thought about it. I took 4 years of eligibility, meaning once you graduate high school, you have 4 years to participate in college. And I didn't ask until I was like a senior, and they're like, I could have played this whole time. It made you a winning team because I'm that good. But so tell me about your decision to do that and how it was getting on, how you managed to get on that team.
Well, when I first enrolled in college, I really didn't know they even had a football team. I didn't know they did any sports at a 2-year school. I really didn't. I was just more worried about just going after the degree so it can give me promotion points within the military, as well as help me down the line in my civilian job in the supervisory level. But one of the guys I was with on a recent deployment had mentioned the fact that they have a football team. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so he showed me on the phone, he pulled up the website about the football team, and I'm like, oh, wow. So, and then just something clicked in my head. I'm like, I wonder if I'm eligible. Is there any age restriction? What other possible hoops I had to jump through to even be eligible to play? And so I did my research and I met all the eligibility requirements, and I reached out to the head coach, and we played phone tag for a few months while I was on deployment until I got back, and we did a face-to-face.
Now, when you were talking to him, did you say, hey, kid? Because I'm assuming he's younger than you.
Yeah, he is actually 1 year younger than me, the head coach is.
Okay. What about your position coach?
He is 6 years older than me.
He's older than you?
Yeah, he is actually older
Okay.
than me.
Okay.
So yeah, there's only 2 coaches older than me on the team. So
So
Yeah.
you're kind of like a player coach. I'm assuming you played in high school
yes.
and similar position.
No.
Oh no. So you switched.
No,
you
I was
switched positions?
defensive end and outside linebacker mostly. This is my first time playing on a defensive line.
Nice. And How's that going so far?
Doing real good, actually. I've been averaging at least 1 tackle per game, getting enough snaps in there. Except for this past weekend at the game, I didn't get a tackle. Almost did though. But yeah, doing pretty well.
All right, I would tell you this. There's a very famous man playing in the NFL that you've got him beat in age. So
Yep.
Tom Brady, you got some time to go before you can catch Ray here. So keep that. Always keep that in mind. You're doing more than Tom Brady at this point.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow.
Do you have a football or a non-football? Because I'll go back to football when you're done, Ashley. Apologize.
Well, I'm just curious about how your military experience influenced your football experience or vice versa.
Well, so while on deployment, our squad, the squad I was in, second squad, we made it a commitment to each other that we would make sure that we would have 100% pass rate for the annual or Army Combat Physical Fitness test that was coming up. So we wanted our squad to be 100% passing this thing. So we would work out together, push each other constantly. And of course, I'm the oldest one in the squad. So they kept pushing me harder and harder. And then after making the decision that I was going to go out for football, they pushed me even harder. And sure enough, yeah, we had 100. Our squad was the only one with 100% pass rate on ACFT, and which just propelled me for football even more. So.
All right. So now compare preparing for that and boot camp to training camp.
Ooh. I would still have to say that boot camp in itself was way harder than fall football camp.
Yeah, it's 24 hours a day. It's like
yeah. So yeah, I mean, fall camp was grueling. It really was. Doing a few different workouts throughout the day and practices and everything else. So it was really rigorous, but surprisingly enough, I was able to hang in there and hold tough and cement my position right at the end of camp. So
boot camp may have seemed tougher in what you do in retrospect and going through the itinerary, if you will. But at 3 decades added to the time that you did boot camp, football training camp had to be a challenge.
Oh, it was a challenge for sure, trying to hang in there with these young kids that are, I'm older than most of their dads,
Another thing, and you have in common with Tom Brady and his teammates.
Yeah. But honestly, these guys, they accepted me like one of their own. Was really tremendous. And they have a tremendous amount of talent on my team. Oh my God, these guys are just so phenomenal. If I just somehow keep my quarter of the talent compared to what these guys have, I'm good to go.
You're good. All right, Ashley, you're back.
All right. So we kind of discussed a little bit about the relationship with your teammates, but are there any like standouts, like mentorship wise, obviously with having the coaches be in a similar like age range of you? Was there anyone that like surprised you from a mentor mentee standpoint?
As far as how I look at other players, mentor wise.
Like, sure. Like if there was somebody that just, you're kind of like, I didn't expect this person or like to learn so much from somebody either younger than you, same age, the coach. Like if there was somebody that was a standout that you really have formed a really like unique relationship with.
I'd say there is a couple of the players on the team that I have formed a tighter bond with than I did with the rest of the guys. And these guys, I do ask constant questions all the time when it comes to football, especially with it is nowadays. Hey, how can I do this better? Or what can I do to change this up? And they give me different ideas and tricks, but still that hard-nosed football. So
doing it from the inside of the defensive line. As my aspiring football announcer voice. I won't do it again. I apologize. So you're there with your team and your coaches. For a moment, I'm going to get back to football because I have so many questions, but I don't want to bore everyone. We talk a lot about transition here, and the football transition that you're making is very unique, but the service person to classroom transition is a bit more common. How has that been going for you, transitioning from just doing your job and being the best soldier you could be, and then then going to class and dealing with papers and I'm having flashbacks. I don't like it, but if you can tell me about your experience with that.
I tell you, it has been a trying experience, especially since after I just got back from deployment, getting more enthralled into the whole workforce again, and then school and homework, football practice, gym sessions that we have to do, and homework time, and just football, and very little sleep. So yeah.
All right. You'll sleep when you cross that stage.
Yeah, that's about it.
And because of, did you say it's a Division II or 2-year school?
It's a Division III 2-year school.
Oh, Division III. So no scholarships.
No.
So you're footing the bill, you're footing the ball, and you're just, as Ashley likes to say, you're doing, what is it, Ashley?
All the things.
You're doing all the things. What kind of a toll is that taking on you, if anything?
I would say just the hardest part of it is trying to find, wrangle sleep in there and maintain that focus on that. And then also trying to assimilate back into the school life. There's one class in particular kicking my butt right now, but for the most part, all in all, it's not bad.
Well, what is that class?
It's Accounting 102.
Accounting 102. So
Yes.
you progress past 101, you'll be prepared. And you probably don't want to say the professor's name, but I'm talking to you, professor, because I'm sure that you're going to hear this. Give the guy a break. Give him some hints and tips, and make that accounting a little bit more accessible to him. Talk about rounds and ammunition, not.
Oh, we could definitely do that.
You don't talk about widgets and stuff like that. So accounting, I remember accounting. I have an economics, so I did some accounting, not a lot. That it can be trying, balancing ledgers and.
Yeah, that's the whole grasping part. I'm not getting that well of a grasp on.
Okay, it will come. I'm not an academic counselor, but because my whole of advice is, it will come.
Oh yes.
Because I sat through and I was like, yeah, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I figured it out, like what you have to do it, but in my brain, I'm like, this doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but
basically.
it will click. It will click, much like the playbook.
I wish I had that kind of
Oh.
luck. Oh,
Huh?
okay. So I wish I had that kind of luck. I don't recall that in my chemistry class. I still don't know if I actually learned anything in there. I'm perplexed. I took 1 and 2, and I'm still like,
Well, you got to
What?
2. You must have learned something.
I,
If you got-
I don't know. It's locked away somewhere. It's crazy. I struggled through chemistry, but I got A's in physics. Who would have thought?
Oh wow. There you go.
Wild.
All right, so tell us
Noted.
about the team. How's the team doing?
As a team, we are doing great and fantastic. We just finished our second round of playoffs.
You're in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. We play for the regional championship coming up this Sunday.
All right, who's your opponent?
Fergus Falls.
Yeah, good luck, Fergus Falls.
That's
You're gonna
exactly
need-
it.
Yeah. Have fun while you're still in the playoff, Fergus Falls. How's that?
Yeah, because once we win on Sunday, then we should be going to the national championship after that.
Whoa. Is that on
Okay.
neutral ground? Is it in a big stadium somewhere?
Both of these games are going to be on neutral ground. Yes.
Okay. Do you know where the national championship
It's going to be in DuPage, Illinois, or
DuPage.
somewhere in Chicago area. I guess I'm out that way.
Okay, cool. I love
Yeah.
Chicago. Have a pizza. So
Celebratory pizza.
Oh yeah.
right? Preparatory and celebratory. Is
Candy
preparatory a
prep.
word? Did I make up a word?
No,
Maybe.
The
can't do
hashtag t-shirt.
preparatory.
Huh?
Can't do the preparatory.
You can't?
No.
Those kids can. You got to keep up.
Yeah, no. The kids
All
are
right.
a lot
Your pizza
faster
for
than me.
later. Warm
Yeah.
it up in the microwave.
Finals exam versus memorizing the playbook. What's tougher?
Oh, finals exam is way harder than memorizing the playbook.
Really?
Oh yeah, the playbook I got locked down. The finals I'm actually going to have to study for.
Okay, but that's outstanding. So you're doing the school thing. I imagine you're not going to keggers
Nope.
and no frat parties if they even have them there.
No, the kids don't want the old man there anyway, so.
Aw, I feel like there's a buddy comedy movie in your future, and you're gonna take on one of those young bucks and teach them how to party. Teach them.
Oh,
No.
no, my party days have been done a long time ago.
Well, that's part of the comedy part. You go
Yeah.
back and you do the thing. All right, Ashley, what do you have? I know you got some secret sauce question.
Mm.
You're not really a football fan, are you?
I'm not. And that's, I grew up watching it. I'm sure if my father listens to this, he'll be like insulted because I grew up with Cleveland Browns,
Oh, that's enough as it is.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I am aware.
Well, you see
Apparently
what he's
they
got.
did good at a game. Not
You see
too
what he's got
far into the
behind him.
season.
I think they're rivalry, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been like a college football fan. Even growing up in Ohio, like everyone assumed I was like an Ohio State fan. Like, love them to death. It's not my thing. I've been to a game. It's all hype. It's not like I'm just there for like the hot dogs and beer. Like any sporting event, like I enjoy it. I'm actually more of a baseball girl, actually.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
being honest. I played soccer for 15 years. I played baseball, softball. I did a little bit of flag football, so I can run
Why are
some
you
plays.
minimizing the man?
No, I'm not. You asked me
She's
if
like,
and I'm
you
and I'm
haven't asked
basically
a
like-
question. What you're doing is an exhaustive list of all the things you like better than
all the
what he does.
things.
All the things you like better than what he
Listen,
does. It's
mad
called a-
respect. I've mad
You're
respect for football.
You're blitzing Ray right now.
That's okay.
Stiff arm, baby. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. I will give you a hand up. Do what you need.
I'm just curious because I think your story is one that's going to resonate with some people. Because other than Ashley, we have a lot of football fans in the veteran community, and how would we keep up with your score? I don't think it's going to be on Sports Center, except maybe the national championship might end up on Sports Center.
We can only wish that our games would end up on Sports Center.
Oh no. I didn't say a game. I mean, they have to. I mean, but sometimes I've seen small schools get play of the day or in the top 10, or they'll just bring up the score. And I want to see a big sack from Ray, the Avenger.
Oh, so would I.
Do they call you the Avenger, by the way?
No.
Can we talk to them? Are they going to watch this? I
Oh
assume they
yeah.
will.
Yeah, it has been put out through the school when this comes out. Yes.
All right. So please, football team. What is your mascot? I'm sorry, I don't see it on my prep notes.
It's a Wildcat.
Listen, Wildcats, you have an Avenger there. Oh my gosh, that's an Avenger style name. So please just call him the Avenger whenever he does something Avenger-y. Avenger-like. Avenger-ish? Like an Avenger. When he does
epic
something.
proportions.
Yes. So I'm gonna look for you guys. I think ESPN has scores, at least on the website, of all teams at all levels. Because I don't know if you know, they do a lot of sports on ESPN. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
I know that. Come on now.
Yeah, they
And
just
so-
spent 4 days here.
Oh, for you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when that's airing, or what show it is?
They're looking to air it on Veterans Day, I believe.
Is it like a 30 for 30, or
I could not tell
is
you.
it going to be on Sports Center, or?
Oh, it's a long story documentary about me, I guess.
Oh, I'm sure super producer Holly will snip it out and put it in our show notes. So there, and this is awesome.
So yeah.
Congratulations.
all,
Very cool.
all this attention and all the notoriety that's going on with this has just been tremendous for the school, for the other kids on the team, and for the National Guard I'm in. It has been wonderful ride. It has been.
And not just a little bit of pressure on your shoulders to perform now. I mean, nobody's gonna be watching you and saying, whatever. You just go play the game, have fun.
Yeah.
So ESPN versus Tango Alpha Lima. I'm glad that they got to you first, because now we're taking over all the attention that you could get. Disney and ESPN, they don't have our audience.
No, they don't.
They don't. They have our audience times a lot. A bajillion, I think Holly said. So I'm glad, I'm happy for you to get that. I think it's also a great story for Veterans Day, because veterans do many things and they do them in many ways.
Yes.
And there's no, all veterans do this, or all veterans are like this, or all veterans need this, because I can tell you there's 3 of us on the screen right here, and we all have different experiences. I don't think Ashley is on the defensive line of a football team, or has a desire to be. She's more offensive than anything
I'm
else.
on the policy defensive line.
You're offensive.
Oh yeah, defense, offense. I'm switch hitter. I figure it out.
It did this, and I'm the Marine. I called you offensive.
I can be.
There you go. So and so all of us are very different. I love that. I love that for you on Veterans Day. I'm definitely going to look for that. I think Holly's looking for it now, so we will include that in the show notes. What advice do you have before we get you out of here for people? Well, you're not actually out, but let's talk to them as if you were out. Actually, before we get to that, you're still in the Guard.
Yes.
You're kind of busy on weekends right now. How's that work?
Actually, because of my deployment this year, I've accumulated enough good time throughout this year to where I can be somewhat excused from the drill right now because of football games.
You don't have to make up stuff after the season. You're good.
No.
You're good. All right, good. Because I was gonna talk to the camera again and talk to your command and say, please let Ray play football.
Yeah, I know they're very supportive of what's going on as well. So
I bet you have the best color guard at your games.
Actually, we have no color guard at our games.
Your National Guard unit doesn't put a color guard at your game?
Well,
you better call your public affairs officers. You better. What are they doing?
See, my unit isn't even in this town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my unit's 2 hours north of here. So
okay. If it was the Marines, we would overnight hump that and get there and be there on time and have, take a head break and then hike back.
There you go. See?
That's just the Marines.
Yeah. My recommendation, call through your command, have them reach out to your PAOs for your state. This is a amazing opportunity to capture your story and also share that across the entire National Guard. So
yeah,
or the entire military community.
The military, yeah. Overall, but it's great for the state, right? Because there's also recruitment, it is what it is. We're not going to go down that route. But again, you're an example. You are setting the example. So
again, living up to the Avenger name.
Avengers assemble.
I think that's what they're going to do for you. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy work, study, practice, weightlifting,
drilling.
Very little, although you're kind of slacking on the sleep thing. So I'm gonna need you to find a couple extra hours in the day, make a 26-hour day maybe, and get a little extra sleep. Other than that, I think your story is inspirational. I think what you're doing is phenomenal. And I'm rooting for you guys on your next game, and then hopefully into the championship. And that's when are we? This is going to be, you're going to be on Veterans Day, which is just, you're going to be on Veterans Day on ESPN, which is just 3 days after today, meaning the 8th of November, when this drops.
Trying to do calendar
Don't-
math in my
Don't
head.
worry yourself about it. I'm doing all the time warping. Today is the 8th. No, I don't care what your calendar says, because this is a Hollywood magic. We're in the 8th. So
Yeah.
we are in Veterans Day week. I'm going to remind you, do not forget Marine Corps birthday, Simplify Hoorah. And then we lead the way into Veterans Day weekend. It's just fitting. And then so on the Veterans Day weekend, we're going to watch you on ESPN, and we're going to root for you to win this thing. I'm going to make an Avenger. I'm going to make a Ray Wildcat Avenger something t-shirt, because you got to do it.
That would be awesome.
And I hope the students are getting excited for this and are going to do something.
I don't know. Only time will tell. We'll see.
And finally, teammates, if any of you are interested in the armed forces, I'm sure Ray can direct you to a recruiter. So we just helped with some recruiting as well.
Yeah.
And thanks so much. And please find your local American Legion post and go give them a little knock on the door and say, you know me, you saw me on TV, you saw me on the podcast. I'm Ray the Avenger, and I'm here. Thank you so much. And we're going to talk about Ray a little bit off the field. He's not going to be around. What's Fergus Falls? Oh, there's a post in Fergus Falls. Do you know where Fergus Falls is, Raymond?
Yeah, that's 30 minutes east of here.
30 minutes. Wow, you were 30 minutes from a post. You were out there, huh?
Oh, well, it's a tiny little town, so about 7,000 people.
Okay. And the stands hold what? Years.
I can't remember. They'll hold about 4,000, I think.
Oh, they should fill it.
Yeah, not from Fergus. No, that's the Minnesota side. They don't want to come out here.
Okay. Well, we're doing the Midwest goodbye because I keep coming up with more questions. You're not from the Midwest, but you probably know what a Midwest goodbye is by now.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Tell your mom I says hi. Watch
Yeah.
out watch out for deer on your way home. And thanks so much, Tango Alpha Lima Alphas. Don't go anywhere. This is only the end of the third quarter for you. We're going into TV break, but we will be right back with the exciting finish to this game.
Giving Tuesday was created in 2012 as a global day of giving. This year, Giving Tuesday is November 29th, and it marks the start of the season where many make an extra effort to help others. During this time, there are many ways you can support the American Legion. Give your time, give a donation, give a gift, or simply give the power of your voice in your local community. Whatever you give will help support the well-being of veterans, the military, their families, and communities. Learn more at legion.org/Giving Tuesday.
AMG, how it be?
How it do?
So we're huddling up without Ray. What's your takeaway from Ray?
I think Ray is very inspiring. I love that he has just leaned into this opportunity. And as we continue to listen to him go through the chaos that be, all the things that he is doing, and he's still garnering this attention for just playing football and being this excellent transitions and continued service story of how he's inspiring a football team and a community.
I think it's amazing. I mean, like I said in the thing, people celebrate Tom Brady. Tom Brady ain't 49 years old. And I don't think he's going to want to be taking hits at 49 either. So it's quite inspirational, actually. So people heard it. They know what's up with him. We kind of made our feelings known during the show. I don't have too much to add. Plus, I want to get to some other stuff that I think is super cool. And what do we call that?
Hit my mic.
Oh, Ashley.
I'm
We're not-
adorable. I can't help myself.
All right,
Hit my
you
mic,
only-
everyone.
Wait, hold on. If you only heard that little disturbance and you're not watching on YouTube, Ashley pulled out her weapon on both hips, finger style, and slammed her hand into the microphone, trying to do our rapid fire pew pew pew. But we're not going to edit it, but we are going to go back up a little bit. Ashley, one more time again. We're going to ring into one of our favorite segments of the show called what?
Rapid fire.
Pew 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 pew. Rapid fire number
I'm
one.
adorable.
Just ask you. Rapid fire number one. Pew. Amityville American Legion pipe band nominated as lead bagpipe band for D-Day commemoration ceremonies in June 2023. Where do you think I found this story, Ashley?
Ooh, Legion Town, USA.
Legion Town. And I'm speaking as the man who's trying to be your future mayor of Legion Town, USA.
I want
on
to see
behalf
your
of-
button. It would be adorable.
You see my what?
Button.
Where's HR?
Like a
Oh,
button.
but-
Like
button.
your campaign
No, I
button.
heard
It would
you.
be adorable.
I thought I had to call HR. I didn't hear the
Oh,
second
but you are
syllable.
cute as a button. Take it
I
as a
didn't hear the
compliment.
second. I didn't hear the second syllable. On behalf
Aw.
of historic programs and the D-Day community, the Amityville American Legion Pipe Band has been nominated as the lead pipe band official representative of the United States during D-Day commemoration ceremonies in Normandy, France in June 2023. This invitation is based on the pipe band's outstanding professionalism and standing in the community. I'm not going to read all that, but there's a lot of things that they say. It was they get to wear something for doing that from royalties. They get to wear things that not all pipe bands get to wear. They're kind of a big deal, and it's kind of awesome.
It's very exciting. I actually enjoy bagpipe music. I enjoy the rich heritage and culture of it, and I'm excited to see some of the photos. And it's going to be a heck of an experience. So
I'm super excited for them, and I think this is a great way of representing the American Legion. As a large post who doesn't even have a color guard, I'm excited that, and this is a bagpipe band. I've never seen more than one bagpipe play at the same time.
intense.
In my real life. That's gonna be a thing. That's all I have to say about
Bring
that.
your ear pro. If you can't handle loud noises, just muffle it
Oh yeah,
just
'cause
slightly.
can you imagine a band of bagpipes? How loud that's gonna be?
Yeah. It's not for everybody.
Woo-wee! Have a good time there, Normandy. All right, now we're on to rapid fire number pew pew 2. Uh-oh. New Army social media policy pushes stricter rules. It's from Military Times. The Army is taking a tougher stance on social media use, according to a new service-wide policy announced last week. The new guidance released Thursday governs what information troops can share in their personal accounts and from which accounts Army officials can post. The guidance also calls for more training for key personnel, transparency when posts are removed, and restrictions on new untested social media platforms before they're officially vetted. All right, what do we think? I think there's been some recent snafus in social media with the Army, and I'm sure this is a reaction to that.
Well, sure. I mean, at one point, all of the, the public perception was controlled by the public affairs officers. And now everyone has their phones in their hands. So the social media landscape has changed dramatically. And listen, I had great soldiers, I had smart soldiers, and I had some questionable soldiers.
What
who
about
made
you as a
interesting
soldier?
decisions.
What did
I?
your people have
There's
to
a
worry
reason
about with
why
you?
I don't have like any photos from my service. OPSEC, baby. No, thank you. I'm military police. I did not mess around with that. And plus, like, nobody needed to know like where I was, or I didn't need to be like Snapchatting pictures of myself at drill. Like, some people do it great, but like that wasn't me. I wasn't like on my social media. I wasn't taking pictures. Like, I have a handful of photos in 8 years, maybe like 12. And most of them are like at a holiday party, never out in the field. I was either running ranges or doing things. Like I never had time for that. So it's either saying some people got some downtime or people are really willing to make funny TikToks. And like, there's a lot of different stuff out there. And,
I know
people wearing
I know
uniforms, stuff like that.
I know you's young, but I think
I know
that
he's young. I know I'm young, but I'm an old
I
lady.
think that today, even in the few years it's been since you were in,
Mhm.
you would be taking more pictures right now. Anybody who had the job you had, who has it now, is not adhering to your level of not
Because
participating.
I'm not there doing dress stuff no anymore.
So what I'm saying, the
Sergeant G
point
isn't saying
is,
put your phones away.
the
You got
point
training to
be-
do.
the point being is that it is a real thing, regardless of your personal experience.
Sure.
Clearly it is, because they're making a new policy for it. So it is a very real thing. So what is this going to help? And are people going to listen? Or
I
are they
think it's
still
going to
gonna be-
help track people who are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
We'll see. I want to see the first person get their
I'm just saying, like, social media is a trail. So, like, if you're not being wise about it, uh, someone younger is going to go in and be like, "Doo-doo-doo, here's the entire layout of such and such who didn't cover their tracks and or is doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing." There's going to be a whole unit dedicated to just public affairs and managing. I mean, I'm speculating here. I don't think it's, out of the realm of possibilities. It's going to be like an offensive thing. It's going to get into even 1 offense, 2 offense, 3 offense. Like there will be ramifications for it.
There's actually influencers. I follow one. She's a Marine Corps captain, and she's on there all the time. She's usually doing inspirational stuff,
Sure.
and I'm sure she's not gonna get in trouble. Well, she's on the this is our very Army specific, because there've been some snafus recently, and that's what happened. That's why you have safety briefs, because somebody had to screw up.
Sure. I just think people need to exercise caution. Like, social media is just this infinite, trail of you.
I was told by somebody, don't post anything on social media you wouldn't want put on a billboard in your hometown on your mom's route home. Like, if you don't want her driving home in your hometown, look it up and going, oh my God, that's not my son. If you don't want that to happen, don't put that on social media.
I just think people need to exercise caution, and people are really quick to like post things for likes and, all the dopamine spikes that come with getting responses, right? I just think that we're in a day and age where we're more inclined to do that instead of have reservations about what we put on social media. And that's not, again, this is just me throwing out my opinion. I've seen it. Like, I watched soldiers get in stupid trouble, doing stupid things. And that's how they got caught. Social media. I mean, it's known. It doesn't just happen in the military community. It happens.
So like I said, if you don't want it on a billboard in your hometown, don't put it on social media. All right, we're going to rapid fire number, and Holly should never post a picture with the glasses she's wearing on social media.
I actually like them. They're very cute.
She's indoors and they're pink hued.
They're cat-eyed, pink-hued, like framed glasses.
Clear framed.
Clear framed, gorgeous.
Now she's trying to look adorable. But we have more work to do. We're not quite done, and we didn't get very rapid right there. No. This is rapid fire number pew 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 3. Texting paying off for National Vice Commander. This is from the illustrious website American Legion.org. Website for the American Legion. During a visit earlier this year to the Department of Oklahoma, American Legion National Vice Commander Michael Mitrione said he spoke with another Legionnaire about how to engage current, former, and prospective members. The Legionnaire told him that if someone wants to reach another person today, you need to reach them in the media they're comfortable with. Later, when he was visiting the Department of Georgia and taking part in a revitalization effort where attempts to reach expired Legionnaires were being made by phone, Department of Georgia Commander Mark Shreve in response to one of his telephone calls, got a response back. Hey, can you text me that information? Mintrione said, so we started texting. We put together a uniform message, and the response we got back in 3 days we were there was over 400 renewals. So when we're doing these buddy check calls, and I know, and I deal with this as membership director in California, everybody tells me the only way to get this done is insert what they like to do. So some people say, gotta knock on doors. You don't get out there and you knock on these doors, never going to be successful. I heard somebody get berated for texting, and you got to call them. You have to call them. This is all personal bias. So I think a hybrid approach is the only really good approach. Call people. They don't answer the phone because a lot of people don't answer the phone. I've had my phone go off. I don't recognize the number. We're in a day and age where you get too many calls that aren't calls. So if I don't recognize the number, I'm not answering the phone. Follow it up with a text. Super easy, right? Now, what we want to stay away from, we found, is because same thing with spam phone calls, you can't spam text. So you don't get all the bunch of numbers. This is the shortcut people do that, again, that's why we have safety briefs, because a few people screw it up. And they put everybody's number in there and they mass text. Now you've given out personal information for
No, don't do that.
a butt ton of people, and you're spamming, and it doesn't look good.
And if you're someone who does emails, BCC.
Well, we are going to talk about the
That's all I'm
texting and
saying.
membership.
I'm saying
Okay.
emails, texting, don't be like mass texting people. That's spammy. There's a way to do it. There's programs. Also check with your state, because some states have, different excuse me, rules
my
on
issue
like
with-
spam, right? Like Virginia's inherently probably different than California, I'm sure.
We're very litigious here. Like that was my problem with the training nationally on texting, was they didn't specify that you really need to check with your states. It's different in every state. These stories of successes are amazing, but don't get a big fine on your way. But I mean, this is real. 3 days. This is a national vice commander. He wasn't doing this for 12 hours a day, I guarantee you. 3 days, 400 renewals. 400.
I mean, it's doable. I think,
It's not doable, it's diddable. Like he did it.
diddable. Look at you, you're so cute making up words.
I love making up
So
words.
excited, everybody.
Presidents get made fun of for making up words. I'm like, I can't be a president. 'Cause
Did a thing.
I make up words all the daggum time.
Super excited. Jeff
Yeah.
Daly over here.
So
Hybrid.
I'm hoping people out there, you membership people, because it's critical now. We keep dipping. I did a training for this. World War II, 3.3 million. This is all done in a voiceover by Matt Herndon, by the way. It was he was not a voiceover, it was him. It was him. And I'm like, is he gonna finish it with coming in hot? Because I would have been super excited about that. And he talked about, we had 2 heydays, one right after World War II, when 12% of the population was, in the military because of the draft. And then weirdly, in somewhere in the 90s, we had over 3 million. And now they love to say almost 2 million, but it's about 1.7, I guess, rounding up. It's closer to 2 than it is to 1, but we are not where we should be. And because one problem is a very small sliver of our population serves. So we have to be better at marketing to them. We still recruit old school. We do. We recruit as if veterans are everywhere. Like that we still have 12% of the population. Put up a booth. You'll get everybody. No, we need to do targeted marketing. And there I am using the word need again. But
Target marketing, partnering in your communities with your local businesses, your business associations, things that are standouts, right? Like form relationships, bring people together. There's a new way to doing those things.
Whom by freaking yeah. The real deal is, with only less than 1 or 1% of the population serving, they're not everywhere. You can't just throw a water balloon and get a veteran wet in the head, because they're not everywhere. Yeah, I just said it.
I know, it's such an unusual thing, but I'm just letting you go with it. Just go with it.
I don't think of these things in advance. Some of them are great, some of them are not.
I think it's like, women veterans, great example, fastest growing demographic in the military, right? And we've got 2 million plus women veterans out there who otherwise don't identify as veterans. Do you think that they're just going to come up to your table? Right? Like, maybe get creative. Like, there's got to be organizations out
They
there,
do here,
right?
'cause
Even
we-
going to your local rec center and like setting up a table while kids youth basketball is going on or something. Like, get creative, get out in your communities, have conversations, because you'll be shocked. Like, if you're trying to reach veterans of a certain age demographic, you got to go where maybe there's family activities going on, right? Or you need to go and be at the supermarket and have conversations and kind of do that, just feeling out, if you will. Like, it just depends on your community, right? But don't be
Right,
shy.
so what we're saying is there aren't as many veterans as there used to be. Just showing up is not going to be enough. We need to be better at connecting directly with those that we find. So that's it. All right, Ashley, we not so rapid fired that.
We had great, thorough discussions, important discussions for our
Yeah.
community. Okay.
Just get us out of here. It's supposed to be. I gotta find
Marketing,
topics that-
social media, and bagpipes. We did good.
marketing social media. Don't forget football.
Yeah. Oh, and we have football, and we talked
Yeah,
about
okay.
dental. We're crushing it today. We're getting
Oh,
all
yeah.
the things.
Get to
All
it.
right. All right. So don't forget to subscribe to Tango Alpha Lima podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are consuming your podcast. Please leave us a review and give us a big old 5-star rating so that the world knows how much you love us. And of course, if you have a guest recommendation, we are all ears. Go to the legion.org/Tango Alpha Lima and click on the suggest a guest link. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, alphas. You know what I never want to see? I want to see a mouth. I don't want to see a mouth full of beta smiles, because gross, disgusting. Get yourself some Tango Alpha Lima care and become an alpha. Make sure that your people out there are being exposed to Tango Alpha Lima therapy so they can have an alpha smile when they walk around there with that confidence of knowing that they are participating in the advancement of serving community, state, and nation, and serving veterans. If you do not have an alpha smile, you have the tendency to have things fester and create bigger problems like toxicity, like being lazy and not giving a crap about our community. We don't want that. We want alpha smiles like these. Ashley, there you go.
Great smile. But I will say
How
this.
it-
Also, don't throw water balloons at veterans. That's my PSA for today. Just want to cover
Hey,
down for
sometimes
Jeff
it's hot. They
Daly.
want a little wet head. So thank you so much. Make sure that you get those. Make sure you get that Tango Alpha Lima therapy so everyone can have an alpha mouth. And with that, I'm going to declare season 3, episode 133 complete.